the earlier parts of the game. Before that, he needs like level 6, but no, now because of lethal ignition, it actually hurts like a truck. So that means that Scoutz is going to get a lot more value out of this lethal ignition, but Super Bin jumping in, Ogwen has to just get out of there. Jit Kundo out.
Trying to clear the wave as fast as possible, so it does prompt Super Win to show up. We've seen this Grok XP lane every now and then, and in this case, you kind of take away a bit of that invade potential early on, but you do have a Grok that is going to absolutely smack you to the ground with that force of nature early on. He in danger though. Scoutz just punishes him with the first blood as Super Win shows up with a bouncing ball, trying to take fuel away, but unfortunately that is not going to be the case as Super Ken now having to tank out the OG Shadow kill. Scoutz with the help of Fuel will get a double.
apbren right here coming in the nick of time. Scoutz used key to get into level 4 and then just transitions into a shadow kill. apbren is basically thinking 2 steps ahead as compared to Bigetron Alpha, and this is a very scary team. Ghost versus coming in just in the nick of time. Ogwen looking for a pickup right here. Super Bin still knocking up too.
And just look at the massive damage from Scoutz, right? You said before, this new emblem giving the Hayabusa a lot more than early damage with the lethal ignition.
Yep.
And we see that every time he shows up for a trade. You have people like Key, not exactly the most durable hero to deal with a Hayabusa. In fact, right, who can expect a little girl to deal with a ninja? No one, right? No little kid has ever won against a ninja.
I'm trying to think of any Naruto reference to pull out right there, Husky, but of course, I couldn't think of any for now. But apbren right here in a solid start, right? Super Bin gets knocked out by Ogwen at the same time. There's a big wave that Super Bin needs to deal with. He's not even level 4 yet, and the turtle is up. Scoutz has the turtle priority.
So Rizzo able to chunk down a lot of HP from Scoutz, but he also is losing a lot of that health. Final slash from Scoutz does miss. Super Ken shows up, forcing the call alter out from field, has the Angela heartstrings with him as well. The heart guard is going to allow him to get the turtle away as apbren tries to fight this one. Super Bin dropping low. Scoutz back in the fight, but Super Ken should be able to get away with the help of Key. That hard guard Q is just massive.
Yeah, the hard guard heal was the differentiation for the side of Bigetron Alpha, because apbren, don't forget, like I said, they have the turtle priority, but Bigetron Alpha wrestled it away. But take a look at the emblems, right? Like both of these two assassins going in, but something very for the lethal ignition, something interesting in my opinion for the side of Bigetron Alpha, that Joy Super Ken, instead of going for the assassin emblem, went for the mage emblem. Needs more raw damage, right, to supplement the early game. And going into the later parts of the game, Scoutz does have enough damage. Oh, that's a purple buff. Still secured by Scoutz, luckily.
Super Ken, good attempt. Unfortunately, Scoutz just a bit sharper on that red tree, and now he's looking for an opportunity. Goes right in. The lethal ignition proc is ready to death. Oh, the shadow kill mitigated by the hard guard as apbren will be able to chase for more kills.
Super Bin, I think okay, Zorizo actually knocks out Scoutz. Super Bin, that was a very sus ultimate right there, but then again, Scoutz, because they know that Bigetron Alpha doesn't really have these big ultimates, right? Maybe apbren wants a bigger play out of this.
Wants to go for Ogwen. It's a chill, not that easy to take down. Super Win getting pulled back and instantly just, wow, swept and kick all the way back to the tier 1. And that's an easy kill for apbren.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was expecting, right? Like Ogwen, nice kick, and also nice sweep. So this pick-up potential is gonna put you even further away from the team, so that apbren can successfully it's just playing basketball, right? Just using Super Bin as a ball instead. No bouncing ball, pun intended right there, but just passing from Ogwen over to side of Scoutz and right into the turret. Man, beautiful plays coming off of apbren, but Bigetron Alpha right now with a bit of an awkward early game, but they're still not shy away from the goalie. Bigetron Alpha, don't forget, Melissa going to the late game. Saken is still farming. And Super Marco not finding a lot of successes in the early game this time around. So that's going to be a big problem for apbren.
They also get the flicker out of Zorizo. They try to go for the gank. Second turtle up. Saken this time will be able to join his team. You say the same for Super Marco. Good Tyrus invest. Going straight onto Scoutz. The call alter will keep him alive as he's going to flicker to the safety. Ogwen by his side. Bigetron Alpha having just more health pool if there's ever a turtle fight.
Yeah, nice kill coming on Super Marco. He's needed to basically shove the mid lane so that, Bigetron Alpha needs to deal with the mid lane before actually going to the turtle. Now Super Ken jumping around. He does have a hard guard.
He's going to try to do as much damage as possible. The final slash is going to be there, but Super Ken doing massive damage to field. The kick coming out, taking out Zorizo. apbren Ogwen finding the pick once more. This entire turtle will be resetted. But Bigetron Alpha, they still have the health to work with if they want to. Top side, Saken also pushed away.
apbren right now, they lost the turtle priority again. Bigetron Alpha knows how to dance around the turtle, and not only just that, Sakin is just hard shoving up top while Super Marco is too busy, needs to land on support for his team. In order to win the turtle fight, Sakin is actually power pushing up top. Look at the top side, gold lane for the side. apbren is super low at the same time. Super Marco trying to this time around joining fight. Super Vin jumping in.
He's just soaking up majority of the damage. Bigetron Alpha back in the fight already. The turtle control is going to be completely surrendered to Bigetron Alpha. No contest at all. Super can get that objective. So we're gonna have kind of a minor pause coming out as we figure out enough to outlast all these consistent damage out from Melissa. We're gonna be back in the game and instantly secondary pause.
They're gonna just get all the damage by Super Ken in this out, and we're back to game.
Super Vin charging up the Tyrant's Revenge, but no follow-up. No info on apbren so far. That gold crack going over to Sakin as they funnel everything towards it. Meanwhile, mid lane, Super Ken with the help of the hard guard trying to run down apbren. Swiped to the side by the final slash. Super Ken running away with the help of that Alice, but it doesn't really matter. The flicker from Ogwen into the kick will finish him off. Massive punish. Super Vin comes in, catches two on the back, but Super Marco able to get away in time as Zorizo shows up with the flicker, rams Kautizi into the wall, and both junglers go down.
Yeah, mid lane open for the contest, right? apbren was the one that got the first jumps. You can see how Super Ken contributes to the team fight, right? Just denying off the altar. Bigetron Alpha knows, and they just jump in. Super good setup by the side of Super Vin to set that all the way up. And don't forget, Sakin right here is joining the party of Bigetron Alpha, and you can see immediately they got that one kill.
Gotta watch out if you are apbren. Super Marco still trying to get his levels up. Zorizo and Key pressuring him as well. This is definitely a slower game for Harif compared to what Sakin had to endure in game 1, right? He had a massive lead, he was running everyone down, but this time, not the same for Super Marco. Definitely struggling against Bigetron Alpha.
Yeah, and then you start to ask the question, right? Harif in the late game is not the strongest gold laner at all, right? Yes, this time around with the new patch does help him with the life steal just a little bit more, but then again, you don't really have that pushing power as compared to a marksman, right? And also, you rely on Bigetron Alpha to make the same mistakes at apbren to fight in that choke point. Bigetron Alpha, I think Sakin knows how to deal with the Harif, so I don't think Bigetron Alpha will attempt to make that same mistake. GZ looking for angle right here, finally catches Super Vin.
And they will not be able to get the Lord though, unfortunately. Super Ken will secure that very easily. Super Vin gives his life away, but most important part for Bigetron Alpha is that they get the objective, Lord in their favor.
Yeah, they weren't able to punish Bigetron Alpha even more. Super Vin bought enough time, and that's the power of Bigetron Alpha, right? That's the power of Super Vin in buying a lot of space for Super Ken. Even though he's far behind, I just need to press the wretched finger, and Zorizo just bug us out of there.
Very, very straightforward gameplay for Bigetron Alpha. They know that, well, apbren, sure, they got some early kills, but they're not exactly the hardest to finish off, right? Kautizi, he's not gonna even stand a chance against Super Ken. So all things considered, that early lead from apbren, you said that the pressure to Kautizi, he got two early kills. Want to translate to Super Marco, none of that was Alpha. In fact, are in the Bigetron Alpha. In fact, are in the driver's seat.
Yeah, definitely, right? With the Lord Intel up top right here, Bigetron Alpha putting a spearhead instead. That's a concealed play coming in. Super Ken jumping onto Flapteezy.
It's gonna be the final slash right there. Kautizi trying to play out the wave as fast as possible. The bounce to the back actually finishes off Key. They will trade fuel in return, but apbren, you're gonna be happy with that trade.
Yeah, definitely, right? Like, you're gonna add even more kills for the side of Kautizi. He's gonna snowball, but don't forget, look at Key right here. Immediately after he's dead, he actually secured the Ice Cream one of the important items for the Angela as well. So now Kautizi needs to be a bit more careful. He's gonna get perma slowed down if he's not careful by Key. And not only just that, right? Like, he's gonna get kited around if Kautizi wasn't able to just instant kill or instant delete anybody with the Shadow Q.
Try to test that triple buff again. Ogwen losing majority of his health, and Q comes in clutch with the call Alta. Final slash used as well by Flapteezy, trying to keep Bigetron Alpha away, but Flapteezy overextends to the back, and Bigetron Alpha just comes back in with the damage and the re-engage. Sakin free hitting everyone. The Tyrant's Revenge to follow up Super Vin, catching Flapteezy, and this time there's no running as Sakin finds a double.
Ooh, Sakin was huge right there. He maintained a very good range. Super Vin just setting up really nicely once again. apbren wanted to fight Bigetron Alpha in that choke point, and once you see Kautizi wasn't able to secure the kill on Sakin, he's unable to do anything as well. Yes, you take down Key, but what can you do? Here comes Onslaught.
They need to take out Sakin. Look at that. Sakin stands his ground as Super Ken runs down Kautizi. The attempt is there. Super Ken wins that one. The kick is going to be down onto Sakin, and finally Ogwen takes him down with the help of Few. Bigetron Alpha fighting a bit more than they could chew.
Yeah, at the very least, you know, apbren's trying to look for any form of ways to sustain. Just take a look. Super Ken does have the EXP lead in the favor. Blood Wings already built by the side of Super Ken already. So more shields going into and more sustainability and more survivability for this Joy. Now, apbren, as long as they actually maintain, you know, the 3 inhibitor turrets up, apbren does stand a chance. Don't forget, Super Marco is this late game marksman or late game gold laner. But if you take a look on the other side, Bigetron Alpha has so much structure standing, and their defense is robust.
Oh yeah, the defense absolutely ironclad right now. All the tier 1s still alive. apbren, 3,000 goalies behind. You see Zorizo, he is so deep in the jungle of apbren, just watching over the purple buff. He knows that Kautisi will go for it. And Super Vin has already zoned out the rest of apbren. I don't think they can contest this lore at all.
Not at all. Super Vin is just zoning around, just making sure Super Ken can basically do his own thing, right? And now the only thing that apbren can do is just try to control the wave, try to slam it shut against Bigetron Alpha. But Bigetron Alpha has so much structures, right? And this means that they've got so much map control. If I'm able to paint the picture, it's mostly Bigetron Alpha side of the map, because apbren has lost way too many structures they cannot hold. And then even though, you know, Few does have that pseudo tankiness, the Cow Altar, right, coming into play, that doesn't help, because all the members of apbren is constantly getting bursted down, and not only just that, getting knocked up sky high by Zorizo. Sakin, if he's not dead, apbren will die in any form of team fights, and Bigetron Alpha and apbren decides to handshake.
Super Vin getting swiped back by the final slash. Lord is already dropping low, and there's no way for Kauti to even attempt this. He's gonna show up with the shadows, but very, very late. Bigetron Alpha gets a free objective.
Yeah, apbren, I don't know, like, man, I think the game plan right now, instead of trying to catch Sakin, their main goal is to try to pick Bigetron Alpha frontline apart bit by bit. But that's exactly what Bigetron Alpha wants to do, right? Fight front to back. But if you take a look at the items, there you go. You can see Sakin already securing the Holy Trinity. Instead, also going into the, I believe that's a Malefic Roar as well. So, that Melissa is going to do a lot more damage towards these structures. But if you take a look on the other side of apbren, right, that's also going to be the Dawn Eyes, which is definitely needed for the side of Ogwen to sustain and survive through the attack speed and deny seconds on the attack speed, right? Then also, right now, Super Marco, instead of going for the concentrated energy, went for the Holy Crystal first. He thinks that he needs more damage, but then again, he's sacrificing for survivability. He's relying on Few with the Cow Altar on that one.
Gonna try to stop this lore and protect that inhibitor turret. The bottom one will be safe for now, but the mid one will fall thanks to Sakin and Cole. apbren not able to do too much. Kautisi playing sidewave, but look at Key on the map as well. He knows that Kautisi is somewhere, so he's not even showing himself. Super Win charging up the Tyrant's Revenge, looking for Flaptisi. It's gonna connect. No follow-up with the Tyrant's Race just yet. It hold is very slow. Flaptisi to the back instantly. There's a kick on the Zorizo. They need to finish him off, but it's going to be the stun re-engage from Bigetron Alpha. Might have been a massive mistake as Sakin goes absolutely berserk with a double. The Muddles completely shredding through the health bars of apbren, and suddenly they find themselves 3 men down. As Fear responds with the reduced respawn timer. The passive will help him up a little bit, but Bigetron Alpha cracks open the bottom inhibitor at the same time. Midwave showing up. The barrier is gonna allow Bigetron Alpha to sync up 2 waves at once. And look at that, Ogwen, 15 seconds away. Flaptisi needs another 20. Engage from Super Win is gonna go wide. The Muddles lay down as well. Kautisi needs to survive for as long as possible. Few will drop down the Cow Altar to keep his team and buy some time. The OG Shadow Kill not enough. And Super Marco is gonna get run down by Super Ken. And Bigetron Alpha, they're gonna trade 1-for-1, but apbren have lost so much.
Yeah, no more Zorizo to basically fix the waves. They know better not to tangle with apbren anymore. apbren just literally throwing bodies. But Ogwen, this is not a very good place for you!
He's gonna try and face check that brush, and it's a fatal mistake. And now it's gonna be bad news. Ogwen needs another 30 seconds. They need as much time as possible. Kautisi, can you work some magic? Super Ken tanking some shots from the crystal. And that's enough to force Bigetron Alpha back.
Yeah, the area clear from the ghost bursters are the only thing that kept apbren alive. Luckily, Few does have that, you know, Cow Altar and also the respawn timer coming in to basically coming a little bit clutch for the side of apbren. Bigetron Alpha, this is a big problem right now. If you can't end the game in the early, like right there and then, Bigetron Alpha needs to try something else. There you go. they're going to go for the Lord instead right here. There's a lot of space for Bigetron Alpha to work with unless Kaltizi is able to try to sneak away the Lord with the shadows. But look at Sake and look at how the members of Bigetron Alpha are stacking.
Yeah, too late. Kaltizi again late to the party as Ogwen. He's gonna get shredded by Sakin. Fuse gonna have his call out to pop, and now flickers to safety. Doesn't have the dash, doesn't have the face to go to the wall, and Bigetron Alpha surely is a game 3, right? The Lord is gonna march down mid. 2 dead on the side of apbren. Phil will be back in 10, but Ogwen needs another 20.
Yeah, Few should be coming back up just in time for the base defense, right? Maybe that's the differentiator against Bigetron Alpha onslaught. But Sakin's tremendous right now. Look at Sakin. He does have the Inspire going in. If he dedicate that Inspire over to the core, that'll be big.
And Flapteezy already caught out by the Pirates of Band. He's gonna go down. So apbren left with 4 members. Super Ken trying to run down the members. Super Marco is gonna be the target. They're gonna power onto him, and the core is gonna be dead before apbren even knows it. And Bigetron Alpha pushes us the